Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Brian. Hope you're doing well today. It is Wednesday? Yeah. Wednesday, the 9th of September. Uh, with that holiday Monday, things just, I don't know, the week is off. Anyway, here for a quick live update. It's been a morning and yesterday evening of challenges, to say the least. I was late, obviously, at 7:30 doing this live stream. I was trying to get a GoToWebinar going earlier for another, for another. I can't even think. I'm so flustered this morning for another course that I'm working on, and nothing is working, and it just kind of it goes along with. Last night I was working on a new motorcycle, not new, a motorcycle that my son and I bought to fix up, and what should have been a 1 hour job turned into probably a multi-day full teardown because I dropped a tiny little keeper into the crankcase. So now I got to take the whole engine out and tear it apart. Anyway, not your problem. You're like, let's talk about trading. Well, let's talk about trading. That's something that can be consistent. So what is going on for the day? What are we doing today? Well, another fun day in the market. Loads of opportunity out there. As far as a market breakout for forex goes, don't really see that happening since we're already half hour past it. We do have some news coming up today. Not high impact U.S. news, but for those of you that might be trading forex and you're looking at, Canadian cross pairs, we do have housing starts came out a few minutes ago. We've got the bank rate statement, Bank of Canada rate statement, and then overnight rate will come out here at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern, along with the U.S. JOLTS job openings report, which is a low impact report, but could be, the market's seen a lot more turmoil, seems like lately than usual. But the big thing here is just to know that we've got some news coming up around the CAD. I don't think the CAD news will impact the U.S. market very much. So, it really just comes down to having a plan, sticking to the plan, and utilizing that as best we can. As far as what to look at, what to potentially trade over here as we get going, in the U.S. session, it's been going for about 30 minutes now. Looking kind of across the board here, things are fairly flat. We've got the pound and the yen are our two weak currencies. They're both pushing to weakness here over the last few hours. Well, there's nothing really jumping out as a strong currency for us. We've got the New Zealand that's a strong currency, but for those of you that have been around for a while, that's not something I would really favor. I'm not a fan of the New Zealand currency. I love New Zealand, I love it, but as far as the currency goes, with our 8 majors, it's one of the least traded currencies of the major, so it has the lower volume, which means that with lower volume it sees bigger spikes and swings in there, and you've automatically got a higher spread on it to begin with, and then you see bigger swings, especially during this time of day. The New Zealand market is not heavily traded during the U.S. session. It's going to be more heavily traded during the Australasian session, maybe the very beginning of London. But as we get into the U.S. session, it's traded, but not heavily at all. So it's already a lower traded currency as far as volume goes. And then you couple that with the fact that, its market is closed. We're here in the U.S. session. There's just not a lot going on with it. So you see these bigger spikes up and down with it. It's, for me, it's just more volatile from a kind of a whippy standpoint, whipping up and down. More common to get stopped out on smaller time frames with the New Zealand for me during this time of day. So it's not one that I typically would even have a look at. So with that said, I don't really see any major currencies to really look at to pair together right right this second coming into the new session. So I'm not really seeing anything to trade here on Forex, so I'm going to pass on that. Moving on over to the futures market, what are we looking at over here? Well, interesting day, but we are still in a downward bias on the S&P. So yesterday we had entered that downward bias. Today it's still in a downward bias. We've got a 4-hour mark that's showing us that we've got a short bias, and we've got our 30-minute chart is showing us that we've got a short bias as well. So we're short here on the 4-hour, we're short on the 30-minute. That tells us that today we could continue looking for short trading opportunities. What do those opportunities look like? Well, it could be a breakout. So, right now we've been kind of hovering around this morning around this 3360 area for the last couple of hours. If we break back down and break below 3340, you could just simply look at a breakout of 3340 and take it short from there. You might even look at 3350, if you really wanted to get into it, and that kind of whole number right in the middle, of two bigger areas. You might even look as close as a breakout of 3350, but I'd say 3340 is probably a better level to really watch here from a potential breakout perspective. That would put us down, on the 4-hour down here near this 3335, 3336 area as far as a breakout point. So 3340 probably be a breakout if you're looking to break out. The other way to watch it would be to see if the market can continue to make some higher lows and higher highs, and then trail our entry point at the bottom of that previously closed lower high, which is the process that we've talked about here in class here in these live sessions for quite some time. It's letting the market pull back and then giving us a breakout point based on its own intraday momentum. So that's what we look at. Now, if the market continues to keep moving up and we break above, this 3380 area up towards 3400, that might be just a sign to say, hey, let's back off a bit, and maybe we're going to get a continue back into an upward movement. But right now the biases are short, so we'd want to look for short trading opportunities. So again, breakout, 3350, maybe down to even 3340 would be your breakout, just a short breakout point, or let price float up and trail your entry point off the bottoms of previously closed previously closed higher lows and higher highs. So you need to see the candles make higher lows and higher highs, and then play the entry point at the bottom of those going short, right? Over on crude, same exact boat that we're in over here. We talked yesterday about looking for short trading opportunities. We're still looking for that. The 4-hour is short, the 30-minute is short as well. So the biases are short on both of these. We continue to look for short trading opportunities. That would be a breakdown below, 37, maybe even a little lower, 3680. If we break below that could be the opportunity to go short on this. Otherwise, wait for the market to pull back, making, again, exact same thing, higher lows and higher highs. And then as the market, turns and shows some momentum back to the downside in the direction of the market bias, then we would enter a trade on the break of that previously closed candle that had the higher low and higher high, right? Gold, same thing. We're technically in a short bias, although this run that's going on right now, by the time we get over, closer to the 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern, this may have crossed on us. But for right now, 4-hour bias is short, 30-minute bias technically is short as well until the green crosses back over the red here. If the green crosses over the red, and which it probably will as this candle closes and we get another couple of candles prior to the open of regular trading hours, when everything really gets underway here, we may see a mixed bias, which would then tell us not to trade. But until that happens, we're still looking for short trading opportunities. What does that look like for us? Well, again, just like we're seeing right now, we're making higher lows and higher highs, so we can trail our entry point at the bottom of that previously closed higher low and see if we get a break back down to the short side. Now, if this crosses, that tells us we've got a mixed bias, and then we don't do anything. We sit on our hands until the biases are aligned, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. I wanted to hit crypto this week, and I need to get back into talking about some crypto trades, because I haven't talked about crypto in quite a while. And it's certainly been interesting. You know, it's pulled back quite a bit from highs that it had made, and you know, could be seeing some interesting things in the crypto market, some interesting opportunities again for us here shortly. So we'll want to start having a look at that and keeping an eye on it. So we'll get into that. Only reason I'm not going to do it today is I'm a little frustrated with all the challenges that have happened this morning so far. So I need to go get a walk in, get a workout in, get my mindset right, so that when trading begins here, you know, shortly, I'm in the right frame of mind and spirit for what needs to happen there. Mindset's a huge piece of trading. I know I talk about that quite a bit, just having a plan, sticking to your plan, but just overall mindset. You know, it's very important to have yourself in the right place when you're trading, because it's so easy to deviate from our plan. You know, even though we might have a fixed plan that's ready for us, it's easy to deviate from that. And if your mindset isn't there, if you're just feeling a little bit off in the morning, it even makes it easier to start deviating from that. So it's good to have a process and a way, if you feel like you're kind of off center, off tilt, to get back into center, so that you can be fully focused and kind of have that winning state of mind when you're ready to go, and that state of mind that'll allow you to execute your plan effectively and consistently. So that's what I'm gonna go do right now. I'm gonna go shake off all the morning stuff that's happened this morning and get on with the trades. All right, hope you do too. Have a great day. Bye.